him a cough. Mr. Gunches made no sounds.
For the first time in years, Arizona has executed a death row inmate, and loved ones of the man he murdered reacted to the end of this painful chapter.
I don't think we ever thought that this day would come, so it's kind of surreal.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. Convicted killer Aaron Gunches died today by lethal injection. His execution was delayed for 2 years as state officials reviewed Arizona's death penalty procedures. Fox 10's Lauren Clark has more tonight on Gunches' final moments.
For the Price family, after 23 long years, all the court battles and all the waiting is finally over. Although nothing could bring back their beloved brother and father, today his sister said she has a sense of relief.
Today, Arizona resumed the death penalty, and justice for Ted Price and his family was finally served.
On Wednesday, prison officials executed prisoner Aaron Gunches by injecting him with pentobarbital. The 53-year-old inmate's last meal included a double Western cheeseburger with fries, a spicy gyro, a barbecue gyro, onion rings, and baklava. He did not elect to have a spiritual advisor present and had no final words. He was brought into the execution chamber around 10:01. Witnesses say Gunches looked up and never glanced at the observers. After a few deep breaths and a gasp that sounded like a snore, the color drained from his face. His time of death was at 10:33.
Smoothest execution that I've seen.
Gunches was sentenced to death after kidnapping and killing Ted Price, his girlfriend's ex. Price's sister Karen said her brother was killed after discovering his ex was using drugs in front of her kids and threatened to call the cops. He was found shot dead in the desert days later.
I don't think we ever thought that this day would come, so it's kind of surreal, and everything in the legal process is a part of the process, so it's one step and then it's one step and then it's one step, and I don't think that we really thought it was going to happen until maybe this week.
Now with this chapter coming to a close, she's holding on to the final moment she shared with her brother.
It's ironic that he was waving goodbye because that was the last time I saw him alive. It's a memory I will carry with me forever.
Over 100 prisoners in Arizona are still on death row. We have no information over any future executions at this point. Reporting here in Florence, Lauren Clark, Fox 10 News.
And that wasn't the only execution to take place here in the U.S. in the last 24 hours. Jesse Hoffman became the first person to be executed using nitrogen gas in Louisiana last night. The gas reportedly flowed for 19 minutes before he was declared dead. Hoffman was convicted of the 1996 kidnapping, rape, and murder of 28-year-old Molly Elliott. Florida and Oklahoma have plans to carry out executions tomorrow. And you can find extensive coverage of the state of the death penalty across the United States at our website, westcoastwrap.com. Our online coverage there also includes a breakdown of planned executions. We turn now to a developing story in California's Central Valley, where authorities are investigating a stabbing rampage. Police in Atwater say the suspect randomly attacked 3 people with a sickle as they were all waiting at a bus stop. Police say the man then ran behind a nearby store and stabbed a 4th victim and stole their car. Officers chased the car until it crashed, and they arrested the suspect, Isidro Gonzalez. All of the stabbing victims were airlifted to the hospital, and authorities so far have not updated their conditions. An investigation is underway tonight after an 11-year-old boy was stabbed to death in a Southern California hotel room. Fox 11's Laura Diaz explains why police believe the boy's mother was responsible.
That breaks my heart. I can never imagine that.
That's a young mom staying at the La Quinta Inn in Santa Ana, reacting to reports that a female guest at the inn, staying just a few doors down from her, allegedly stabbed her 11-year-old son to death at the motel. That same mom said she'd heard kids' screams earlier, but couldn't be sure where they came from.
Yeah, I heard an ambulance this morning.
At 9 a.m. Wednesday morning, Santa Ana police were called to the La Quinta Inn on the 2000 block of Hotel Terrace by a female saying she'd killed her child. Sky Fox showed investigators on scene Wednesday morning in the back of the property. Police say the mother of the boy had ingested some sort of substance, and when they entered the room where she was staying, they found the child dead.
By the time our officers arrived and Orange County Fire Authority arrived, they found the little boy with multiple stab wounds. He was laying on the bed and there was no indication of any life.
Sadly, the boy could not be saved. The unidentified 48-year-old suspect of Irvine was taken to a local hospital for observation. She is said to be stable. At the La Quinta Inn Wednesday afternoon, a man who said he didn't know the victim or his mom brought a tribute that he made, including a cross and teddy bear. He saw the news reports and felt compelled to honor the victim of the tragedy.
But it's tragic and just showing. I have no words.
And that was Fox 11's Laura Diaz reporting tonight. The man suspected of stabbing a sheriff's deputy in Southern California is now in custody. Authorities tracked down Moses Paulison today, a known transient. Authorities say he stabbed an Orange County sheriff's deputy yesterday in San Clemente.
She put herself on foot patrol to do just a routine homeless outreach. And about 30 minutes later, she put out over the radio that she'd been stabbed in the neck.
Authorities say the injured deputy is expected to recover from a 1-inch wound to her neck. Paulison will be booked on several charges, including attempted murder. Now to some breaking news we're following in Colorado, where 2 ICE detainees have escaped the Denver Contract Detention Facility. Agents say both men were taken into ICE custody back in February. They also say local law enforcement has declined to assist in that ongoing search, and we're following those latest developments. We'll have more coming up for you. Also in Colorado tonight, an immigrant who made national headlines back in 2017 when she took sanctuary in a Denver church has now been picked up by federal agents. Fox 31's Vicente Arenas reports that her deportation is now pending.
For hours, people stood outside ICE's detention center in Aurora, protesting the arrest of immigrant rights activist Jeanette Vizquera. Her daughter was at the facility since last night, trying to stop ICE from deporting Vizquera back to Mexico.
Sin tener un warrant.
Luna Baez said ICE agents arrested Vizquera without a warrant at the Target store where she worked. Immigrant rights group said ICE had no reason to detain her.
There's no reason for them to have picked her up, and we're very concerned about this irregular action by this agency.
Vizquera became known around the world as an immigrant rights activist when she took sanctuary in a Denver church.
Her being taken seems to be a pattern that we're seeing, where ICE has taken high-profile leaders within social justice movements and put them in removal proceedings.
A former field office director says Vizquera has had a deportation order for years. John Fabricatori says the arrest sends out a clear message.
It sends out that you can't circumvent immigration law. She's tried to do it for many years. She came in illegally. She was found deportable almost 15 years ago.
Immigration advocates say they believe ICE is trying to silence Vizquera with her arrest and possible deportation. Protesters say they will do everything possible to help her stay in the United States.
And that was Fox 31's Vicente Arenas reporting tonight. Vizquera's attorneys have filed petitions challenging her detention in Denver's federal court and the 10th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. In the Pacific Northwest, local and federal authorities are searching tonight for a person they say is posing as an immigration agent. This happened in the city of Fife, just outside Tacoma. Police say the suspect was seen driving a black Ford SUV with ICE decals outside of a Ukrainian market. The Department of Homeland Security confirmed this was not one of its vehicles, saying that the impersonation of its officers or agents is illegal.
It feels to me it's a hate crime, honestly, to come and threaten people who came from a war zone.
What that vehicle did,
The emblems that vehicle was displaying was a deliberate, provocative action to create disharmony and concern within our community.
Fife police are now working with the FBI trying to track down the driver of that SUV. Coming up tonight here on West Coast Wrap, vandalism cases involving Tesla cars on the rise across the country and here in the West. Coming up tonight, some Tesla drivers are worried this situation compromises their safety.
And Alex, we have a treat for everyone. Take a look at this live weather camera looking out towards Sedona, where it's currently 50 degrees, dropping to 37 degrees. We have your West Coast forecast. It's coming up.
That's a beautiful shot there. Also coming up tonight here on West Coast Wrap, how a new hotel promises to customize your visit with the help of AI.
You know exactly how you take your coffee, so we can have that ready for you.
We have an update tonight on storm recovery in Oregon. Today, Governor Tina Kotek declared a state of emergency in 10 counties due to flooding and landslides. The governor says this is a first step in seeking federal help to reconstruct washed out roads. Heavy rain crossed the southern part of Oregon on Sunday and Monday. One person died in the region's widespread flooding. We also have an update tonight on a plane crash that killed 10 people off the coast of Alaska. Investigators say that Cessna Caravan plane that went down back in February was half a ton overweight. This development is just one data point that's going to be used to help determine exactly what caused the crash. Investigators say it could take more than a year to put together a final report on this crash. Stocks on Wall Street were higher today after some favorable comments on the economy from the head of the Federal Reserve. The Fed held interest rates steady for now, but traders were encouraged after the central bank indicated that 2 interest rate cuts are still on the table this year. The Dow gained 383 points, the Nasdaq rallied and was up 246 points, and the Nasdaq was 60 points higher today. Shares of Tesla jumped 4.7% during the session. It's been struggling over worries that car buyers are turned off by CEO Elon Musk's cost-cutting in Washington, D.C. And some Tesla owners say they're worried for their safety amid a nationwide surge in vandalism cases. Fox 5's Sean Dowling spoke with Tesla drivers in Las Vegas, where several cars were torched just yesterday in what authorities call a targeted attack.
Some of the harassment they simply brush off, but other forms can be costly, like what happened in the Southwest Valley, leaving several vehicles with significant damage.
We've had one member of our club tell us that his window was smashed on his car, and we don't know it was related to this, but it was recent. Had people flip me off on the highway just for the car I'm driving, and that is hugely disappointing.
Paul Scott is the president of the Tesla Owners Club of Las Vegas. His mission is to teach people about electric vehicles and says there's a lesson to be learned from these attacks.
It's disturbing. These are privately owned cars, and these people's personal property has been destroyed for no reason.
Tesla owner King Lang says in spite of the attacks, the electric car community is sticking together.
I think it's just a small minority committing a loud majority of the hate, and I think there's way more Tesla owners who are committed to the brand and will stick together to defeat the hate that is coming against us.
Metro police officers are trying to prevent these kinds of attacks. Our Fox 5 crew saw officers patrolling the Tesla showroom lot on Sahara Avenue on Tuesday. There were no other incidents to report. But we got a report from a woman staying at an Airbnb down the street from the Tesla Collision Center as Michelle Ramirez describes what went through her mind.
I was asleep, and I woke up to like 2 big booms. And then when I got the third boom, I was like, oh my God, I thought seriously we were being attacked. It shook the whole house. It woke me up.
The targeted Tesla attack was a surprise to Scott, but is it something that's going to make him sell his car?
It wouldn't, because I refuse to be bullied.
Scott wants people to know, no matter which side of the political aisle they're on, that there's more to Tesla than the CEO. Reporting from the Tesla Collision Center in the Southwest Valley, I'm Sean Dowling. Fox 5 News, local Las Vegas.
Many people in Colorado ready for strong winds to back off. Here is a live look at conditions in Denver tonight, where the winds are beginning to ease. Since Monday, some parts of the state have been hit with wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour. That prompted authorities to shut down some roads earlier today. For more, let's bring in KTVU meteorologist Roberta Gonzalez, who is tracking today's winds and the conditions all across the West. Hey, Roberta.
Hey, Alex, do you remember just a couple of days ago when we had our wind advisory in place here? Well, that's all associated with that area low pressure that brought us significant rainfall, and it moved in an easterly direction, went over the Colorado Rockies, and affected Denver adversely. And now all that wind is continuing to push on over to Kansas and Chicago and will affect the northeast and eastern seaboard. What we're looking at now in Colorado is not so much activity, still a wind event occurring across portions of New Mexico. Around Watan, you're looking at a non-thunderstorm wind gust, an excess of 46 miles per hour. Again, all this wind pushed out of the Colorado area and has continued to traverse in an easterly direction. In its wake, we do have some snowfall around the Colorado area, picking up over 3 inches of snow around Ponderosa Park, and also a half a foot of snow around Black Forest again in Colorado. But all that activity is beginning to settle down, Alex, as you were mentioning just a moment ago. Around the West Coast today, we have 59 degrees in Redding, low 60s at the California state capital of Sacramento, mid 60s in Fresno, and how about 78 degrees in Palm Springs? Doesn't that sound lovely? Other notable numbers, let's start off with Seattle. Average high temperature this time of the year, 55 degrees, and spot on today with increasing clouds and rain showers tonight. Meanwhile, in San Francisco, gorgeous conditions with increasing cloud cover. Average high 62, and today's high was 58 degrees. Look at that. Endless visibility. This is the Santa Monica Pier, and if you go 13 miles inland, the high temperature was 77 degrees in Los Angeles, when typically you should be in the low 70s. And this is what's so unusual. It was 77 in Los Angeles, but 73 in Phoenix, Arizona, where your average high temperature is 79 degrees. But you're going to get warmer. All right, here's the deal. We have that increasing cloud cover and that area low pressure. It's taking a direct aim on the Pacific Northwest. That's why we do have impending rain showers around Seattle, back and through Portland. Cloud cover now in the San Francisco Bay Area, and this is all trying to sag in a southerly direction. Light rain showers will make its way down to the Bay Area with very little precipitation. Otherwise, it's nicking that northwestern section of the state of California. So here's the drill. We've got rain tonight in Seattle, and then a little smattering of precipitation on Friday before you clear out, and you'll be seasonal by the weekend. There you have your San Francisco forecast. No rain. In fact, spring arrives on Thursday, and with it, some spring-like weather all the way into Los Angeles and especially into Phoenix, topping off at 88 Saturday. No more wind or rain in Denver.
All right, look at that warm up there. Roberta, thank you. People along California's central coast say they're seeing more dead and sick marine life washing up on beaches. As Fox's John Palminteri explains, a toxic algae bloom may be to blame.
So many just, unharmed dolphins dead on the beach right now. So we're like, what the heck is that?
That's the question many people on the Central Coast are asking after seeing dead dolphins, sea lions, and shorebirds on the sand with no sign of being attacked or injured.
Normally, if you see a seal or a sea lion or a dolphin, they got a big chunk out of them. You know what happened to them. But
since at least last week, reports have come into the Channel Islands Marine and Wildlife Institute, or SIMWI, about the animals, especially those that are still alive. Some are very disoriented. In many cases, they are captured and brought to the rehabilitation facility along the Gaviota coast. This cause is believed to be linked to an algae bloom with a poisonous toxin affecting the food chain for the common dolphin and sea lions. One resident on Hendry's Beach said she looked up the details about domoic acid and how it comes out of the algae to learn more.
There's a big bloom, and then there's like a high concentration of domoic acid.
That's what it is.
Makes them all sick, the animals.
Yeah. Based on the trends we've seen over the last 4 years and experts that we have talked to, this may be an issue that could be lasting for several weeks.
There's definitely an outbreak right now because you never see that many dolphins, and we've seen them all the way down to Rincon.
For a student visitor from Texas considering marine biology as a college major, seeing this site was a surprise.
I saw a deceased dolphin in
also a sea lion, and I didn't expect to see that because it's my first time being on the beach, and seeing an animal is not what you expect.
In Santa Barbara, I'm News Channel reporter John Palmentary.
AI will go and scrape the entire web, okay, on every information we have on you, every social media, every post, every communication that you have.
The links a new Las Vegas hotel is going to try to please its customers. Coming up tonight, how it's putting AI to work to personalize your stay. And you can call it an extension of the happiest place on earth. We'll take you on a tour of Disney's new California neighborhood. A new hotel in Las Vegas plans to use artificial intelligence to personalize the guest experience. Fox 5's Carla Salinas shows us how the technology will anticipate your needs even before you check in.
A new kind of hotel is set to open in Las Vegas, promising a fully AI-driven experience. Autonomous Hotels, founded by Philippe Ziadier, uses artificial intelligence to personalize every aspect of a guest stay.
We are a true AI. The whole concept is powered by AI.
The hotel's AI system creates a digital profile for each guest, collecting data from bookings and previous stays to predict a guest's preferences. Ziadier says AI plays a key role in booking, check-in, and room customization.
AI will go and scrape the entire web, okay, on every information we have on you, every social media, every post, every communication that you have, and come back and create your unique digital avatar, which is really a digital twin of you.
AI will then predict what the best hotel stay looks like for you.
We know exactly how you take your coffee, so we can have that ready for you before you even come in.
To check into your room, all you have to do is scan your phone and you're in. You can also place a food or item order on the app and you don't have to be in the room to receive it. Hotel staff will place your item in a safe box that you can access from inside the room.
It will adapt to you. So you stay with us the first time, next time you come, the temperature is the same, lighting is the same, we adapt to your behaviors, we know what time you wake up, so the whole room will adapt to you.
Autonomous Hotels will feature multiple restaurants, a rooftop lounge, and 2 pools, and guests will have the capability to join multiple rooms together using magnet door technology.
The entire floor is interconnected, so the AI layer will puzzle what you want on the fly. So if you say you want 2-bedroom, it will close and open doors to give you that configuration on the fly.
Carla Salinas, Fox 5 News, Local, Las Vegas.
All right, finally tonight we are getting a look at Disney's first ever master planned community. The entertainment giant has posted video online showing construction of an entire neighborhood in Riverside County, California. Cotino is located in the city of Rancho Mirage, just outside Palm Springs. This is expected to welcome its first residents in the coming weeks. Cotino will eventually have 2,000 homes spread out over 24 acres and that big lagoon right there. The community includes shopping, dining, and an oasis with a beach water park. All right, that does it for West Coast Wrap tonight. We appreciate you watching. As always, we'll leave you this beautiful shot of San Francisco. Have a great night.
Hi.